everyone! Olá a todos! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sofia and today I will explain in more detail the differences between two essential verbs, saber e conhecer. They often come along as translated to English to know, but what they really mean in Portuguese is much deeper than just to know. So let's see the differences. First, I start with the verb saber. And saber is to know, but to know facts, to know how to do something. I often say this is a very intellectual verb. So whatever you know when you're using the verb saber is related mostly with your intellect. For example, you can be talking about facts, about informations, skills, or abilities. Some phrases to see this in a deeper way, how we distinguish. Sabes onde fica o supermercado? Do you know where is the supermarket? Eu sei falar português. I know how to speak Portuguese. Ele não sabe a resposta. He doesn't know the answer. The second is conhecer. Conhecer is to be familiar with a person, with a place, or with an experience. And I say this is a verb as to know from your experience. We use it when we are talking about places, people, or things that we are familiar with because we have experience. Example, conheces o Porto? Do you know Porto? Conheço bem esta música. I know this song well. We talk about music because we experience music. So often we will use the verb conhecer if we are talking about movies, about musics, or even perhaps about a place we have visited, like when I ask, do you know Porto? Another thing we can use is to know people. Ele conheceu o Miguel ontem. He met Miguel yesterday. Let's look at an example that can cause confusion, and I see a lot of students having these dynamics happening either in classes or when they're trying to speak in the real life scenario. Let's start with saber. Example. Sabes a Maria? This is grammatically possible, but it's so unusual and awkward in Portuguese. Native speakers would not normally use saber with people, and instead they would say, Conheces a Maria? Do you know Maria because you have met her, or you are familiar with her? Another simple, very simple, straightforward example is eu não sei e eu não conheço, both meaning I don't know. I say to you, do you know about crypto? Probably you will say, eu não sei, because it's more a theoretical thing. But if I say, do you know about Porto? Well, you can say eu não sei because you never read about it, but most likely you will say eu não conheço because you haven't been there. A third verb that it can be sometimes considered similar, but in my opinion it's way more distinguished, is perceber. Perceber is more to understand, but it can sometimes be used as to know in informal speech. We use it when we have just understood or realized something, or when someone is knowledgeable about a topic. Por exemplo, percebes o que eu estou a dizer? Do you understand what I'm saying? Agora percebo porque estavas triste. Now I understand why you were sad. But there is more. In informal speech in Portuguese, perceber can also mean To know about something, especially when someone is experienced or knowledgeable. Ele percebe mesmo de vinhos. He really knows about wine. Eu percebo muito de música clássica. I know a lot about classical music. A tip here. This use is common in Portugal, but it's more informal. Think of it like saying someone gets it or knows their stuff. So let's do a quick recap. We have 3 options: saber, conhecer, and perceber. I find saber e conhecer very much same family, and you can see as you translate both to know. And perceber can have subtle intersections, and it can also mean to know, but it's much more limited context. Let's start with the ones that look much more alike. Saber e conhecer. Saber is to know facts or to know how to do something. It's very much a verb that reflects the knowledge of the intellect. Conhecer is a verb that is about how are you familiar with people, places, or things. Example, perceber has much less dynamics in terms of meaning to know, but in a very informal way can sometimes come along as to know about something. If this helped you, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment box below, and perhaps go ahead and try to write a sentence with saber, conhecer e perceber. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep watching the videos and give it a like. Let me know if you have any questions or if there is any specific topic that you would like me to clarify. I often experience that these questions bring so much value for the whole community. So go ahead, let me know in the comment box below, and I hope to see you soon. Até já!